Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be looking at the weather for the next week to 10 days for America, and for the next week some interesting weather's coming up, especially for the northeastern parts of the US, like Ohio and like Boston. And what's going to happen is we're going to get an Arctic high reaching from the North Pole and down into the mid-states, and that's going to bring some cold Arctic air coming from the polar regions, and this could bring some extreme temperatures to the likes of Ohio and Boston and in New York and the North Carolina regions. And I'm going to show it here on like the GFS and other models. So when we get to Friday and Saturday, you can see the polar high coming down, and you can see this extreme cold coming down from the Arctic and like the higher regions of Canada, and like it's coming into the states on this one. It's been shown on a lot of runs, and there's the minus 28 to 30 isotherm here starting to come out of Canada, and like it's starting to get colder and colder as the days go on, and like as we get into Sunday and Monday, it's really starting to come in now, and it's getting even closer to the likes of Ohio, and on Monday, the minus 10 isotherm is coming into the Ohio regions in the Great Lakes, and as we go into late Monday into Tuesday, we're starting to get the extreme cold air coming in. We've got a huge Arctic high, like ranging from all the way from the top of Canada all the way to the southern the southern states like Texas and Mexico, and that's bringing down some extreme cold air. And as you can see, Ohio's got the minus 15 isotherm in, and like at that stage, the temperatures of it will be below like -5, -10 in the day, or even colder. It just depends if there's snow cover. If there's more snow cover, it'll be colder throughout the day, due to the sun's reflection of the radiation, like bouncing off the snow, and then like the heat will be going straight back up, because white reflects the light and the heat, and like if there's no snow, then it would absorb the heat, the tarmac will take all the heat, and then it'll be a little bit warmer if there was no snow, but it'll be cold regardless. And as we go into the middle of next week, the Arctic high is starting to break up towards the north, but it's still here towards the Texas region, and that's going to still bring cold air to the likes of Ohio. And then we can see here it's getting even colder, like the -20 isotherm is starting to come into the northern parts, and that's bringing temperatures probably down to -10 to even -15 in the day. And if you look at the precipitation charts, there actually is some precipitation over Ohio and the Great Lakes, and this is due to where the Great Lakes is. There's like a big contrast difference between the temperature between the atmosphere in the actual lake itself. So the temperature gradient is going to be so big. It's going to create the instability in the moisture, and that's going to create some convective snow showers, especially into the Ohio region, and that could be pretty bad for that area. And it doesn't say on this but we could see probably 5 inches, maybe more, just depends. As we go into late next week, the Arctic high just breaks away, and we're starting to bring in some southeasterly winds. And as you can see, it's starting to get a bit warmer for the Ohio area. It's starting to bring in the 0 isotherm in, so the big freeze is gone, and it's turning in a lot milder. And as we go further into the following week, into the weekend, it's just staying pretty flat for the Ohio region. It's just bringing in some southerly to slight southeasterly component, so it's bringing the air all the way from the Gulf, and this could actually bring some thunderstorms on this, because what's happening is there's a trough digging down from the mid-states, and there's extreme heat coming up from the Gulf, which will create the moisture and higher dew points, and there's a bit of cold air here, as you can see, and that creates instability because the temperature gradient is so different. And this could bring some intense supercells potentially for the Georgia area and Florida, and maybe Texas, them sort of areas. If we look at the Cape, this will show the picture. As I can see here, the Cape is pretty high, like for March 11th, it's quite far out. But if this like subnautic came out, it would be pretty they would form some pretty intense like super cell structure, and it could bring some intense tornadoes like due to the temperature difference in like obviously the high dew point, like because the winds are from the southeast, and it's bringing up some very like warm air from the Gulf of Mexico, and that's been in the moisture and the high dew points, and obviously the Cape's pretty high on this run, so it's got everything going for that really. And as we go on into the 14th and 15th of March, it's staying pretty slack. Like for the majority of the United States, it's going to be pretty mild, especially in the southern United States. For Texas, it could be pretty warm, and for the whole United States, it looks just pretty warm, like warmer than normal. And quickly before I'm going to go on to the next bit, I'm going to talk about the potential of like what's going to happen for the up and coming tornado season. I think it could be quite active, especially in the Southern Plains and like Tornado Alley, and this is all due down to a slight weak El Nino. When it's weak El Nino, it basically enhances the risk of tornadoes because it's like because if there's an El Nino, the wind shear is higher than normal, and it's more vertical, and like there's different like speed and direction gradients in the wind shear, and if there's little like it differentiation in like the wind shear, in the direction it's going, it could create spin ups, and that could create tornadoes. So I'm definitely thinking this year we could definitely see some we could definitely say more tornadoes than average. We could definitely say a lot of tornadoes, especially in the southern plains, and like especially as we all know, Tornado Alley is like very active the majority of the time, and like hence why it's been given the name Tornado Alley. So as we go into the 850 HPA temperature anomaly charts for Columbus, Ohio, you can see towards the 4th and 5th of March we're taking a huge nosedive in the HPA, and it's bringing down the temperatures towards the minus 15 and minus 20 towards the end of the run. This will certainly bring some like extreme temperatures and extreme potentially extreme snowfall, especially in the Great Lakes. And as we go on into the 2 meter temperature, it's been up really nicely. This one's probably an outlier. Well, it is an outlier, and it probably won't happen. But the majority of them are bringing like temperatures to minus 10 or slightly lower throughout the day, which is roughly what I said before. If you look at the dew point quickly, the dew point's basically moisture. So the lower the dew point, and if it's snowing, the drier the snow will be. So if the dew point's below like minus 10 and it's snowing, it'll be the harder snow, and like in kind of like thinner like snow, like cause like when the dew point's just below zero, it's like bigger flakes and holds like 50% or more of moisture. So like the snow become like more sticky, and like it'll land easier. But if it's below like minus 10, like the moisture gradient in the snowflakes will be so much lower. It'll kind of be like hailing wave, but like it'll be a lot more drier, and like it gets everywhere. It like gets in like small cracks and all that, and it's the worst snow to have that dry snow. And if we quickly look at the snow depths, as you could see towards the 4th and 5th of March, especially for Ohio like region, they could definitely see some snow. And when we get towards the 12th of the 7th of March, like when the cold air's starting to come, they could see some more snow, like due to the extreme cold air coming into the Ohio region in the northeast states. And quickly, I'm going to quickly look at the temperature, the sea surface temperature anomaly for the Atlantic and the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. And this is going to go through this is going to go through the hurricane season, and potentially what could be an active hurricane season. So as we go into June, that's the start of the hurricane season. As you can see, the majority of the Atlantic's very, very warm, especially the northeastern parts of the United States. It's like well above 3 to 5 degrees above average. And when we're going to July and August and September, the sea surface temperature is looking very warm across the whole Atlantic. And also the El Nino at this point is going to slacken off to an ENSO neutral and that's going to slacken off the wind shear, and that could potentially thrive hurricane activity. I'm not saying it's going to be an active season, but it's looking more likely than last season, and there's more things going for it compared to last season. And it's definitely something to keep an eye out, because like some like models are showing the ENSO region's going to be ENSO like neutral, which favors an active season. The season temperatures, especially with this model here, the NMMA model, are showing some very warm temperatures for the whole Atlantic. Like it's like between 0.8 to 1.6 degrees above average, so that's definitely like warm enough for like for the development. So it's looking really interesting for the hurricane season. And quickly before I go, here's a look at Polar, and this is a cyclone. If it loads quick, I could probably talk about it. Right, I'll just stop it around here. So as you can see, it's not looking as organized as it did yesterday. Like yesterday it was bringing in the -80 cloud tops in, and it was more symmetric. And now there's definitely like wind shear intruding this. You can see these dry patches inside the floor, so it's starting to choke it out. And as you can see, it's starting to choke the outer bands out, but it is trying to start to intensify the core up towards the end. But I don't know if it's going to come off because the wind shear is starting to pick up and it's starting to shear it apart. But at this point, it's not as strong as it was yesterday, but it's still showing some signs. It could be trying to develop some, like it's starting to develop an eye wall again, but it might not happen, as I said, due to the high wind shear. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe and turn on the post notification. Hopefully I'll upload in the next day or two, and we could be looking at Polar again. It could be like still around by then, and I'm sure I'm going to do an update again on this potential big freeze in America, and then I might do a week to 10 day forecast for Britain and Europe in the next few days as well. So as I said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell, and hopefully I'll see you in the next couple of days.